Believe it or not, my friends, the media have actually outdone themselves. These twit twizzlers, these existential fucking idiots, these morons, absolute freaking stupid personified. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. They've actually outdone themselves now. Now they outdo themselves about once every 3 or 4 days. So I guess we can't be surprised. But they've actually come out with something that is so wrong. So get the widow on the set, trying to scare the hell out of actually good people who try to exercise and do something good with their bodies, with their lives. Okay, here it is. The Daily Mail out of Britain, 125-year-old rag, yellow rag out of Britain. Here's the headline: Run rage. A jog can make you angry and aggressive because it's so boring. Seriously, that's the headline. Let me say that again. Run rage. A jog can make you angry and aggressive because it's so boring. That's like, I bust a gut laughing and then shaking my head when I read that. Right below it, it says U.S. researchers analyzed data from more than 10,000 people for this. Okay, I've been running for more than 40 years, about 4 miles every other day for 40 years. I run to reduce anger and aggression. But really, more specifically, is to stay in shape and to like get the anxiety and the tension and the energy out of my system to calm me down. I mean, that's why I run. I run to calm myself down, to put myself in that quiet place, because that's what it does. Real high energy exercise is good for you, not just physically, but mentally. It's just the opposite of this story, of this headline. And boring? I mean, this reads like some twit twizzler, lazy ass, fat buffoon, or anorexic vegan who is pissed off every time they see somebody jogging, and they're like, oh, that just looks so boring. And look at that person, run footstep after footstep. I mean, this is just moronic. But it's allegedly based on studies, on a study, on researchers. Okay, we just got to jump. We got to dive into this. Okay, so I'm just going to read a few things and just talk about them. First of all, they try to scare the hell out of you in this, and I'll have a link to this story so you can just read it for yourselves if you want a good laugh and just sit there in utter awe at the inanity and insanity of modern media. Okay, anyway, so they try to scare us by saying, here's what they say. But jogging faces its toughest headline since Jim Fixx, credited with sparking the global running revolution, dropped dead from a heart attack while out on his morning run trot in 1984. Yeah, it's a trot. You fucking idiots. Who writes this shit? Somebody who doesn't run. Somebody who never exercises, they're just eating potato chips. So, but yeah, that I remember. I was a young man when Jim Kick died. He was only like 52. Died after a run. It scared the shit. Well, it didn't scare me really. It was just like surprising. It was just like, poor guy. It turns out he had heart disease, but that can happen. But at least he was healthy until he kicked. So, but anyway, so for jogging, okay. So then the next line is here's the next thing. That's as scary as the Jim Fixx thing. For jogging can make people angry and more aggressive because it is repetitive and boring, according to a new study. It's repetitive and boring. Oh, you mean like swimming? Like stair climbing? Like walking? Like almost every exercise ever? I mean, if you want to say it's repetitive and boring, okay, let me just tell you, I run outside 95% of the time. Running outside is never boring. There are birds, there are squirrels, there are possums, there are stupid people, there are people driving who are stupid. There are rivers overflowing banks occasionally. There's so much to see outside. I mean, it's a run in nature. How can a run in nature be boring? These fucking morons who comes up with this shit, but it gets better, folks. It gets better. Okay, so it says, U.S. researchers who analyzed data on more than 10,000 people say that runners should put away their trainers and take up yoga or aerobics if they want to be less angry. Yeah, yoga, first of all, folks, is not exercise. Okay, it's a tiny bit, a little bit, but it's not really exercise. And aerobics, what the fuck do you think running is? Running and swimming are the two ultimate aerobics. Believe me, I've been doing them both for 40 years. They're the ones that get the heart pounding and the good juices, the happy juices, the endorphins going. The endorphins that calm you down and make you less angry and less aggressive. Yeah. Oh my God, this is just so utterly it's like the cinema of the macabre. That's what this is. That's what these people are. Who are these people? Do they get paid to do these kinds of studies? I mean, seriously, you got to wonder, is somebody getting paid to put out bad information, to scare the shit out of people, to get the widow on the set? I mean, really, and it just keeps getting better, folks. Okay, so it quotes this stupid fucking idiot named Dr. Sophie Kajarvik, who led the study at the Ohio State University. And here's her quote. Here's a quote from this fucking moron named Kajarvik. Here it is. The finding was something of a surprise. We expected activities like boxing to increase anger, but not jogging. Popular wisdom suggests that going for a run reduces anger and aggression. It does. But it does not. Going for a run is good for your heart, but it is not good for managing anger. We found that jogging in particular elevated anger. This may be because it involves repetitive movements, which can be monotonous and lead to boredom or frustration, increasing the likelihood of experiencing anger. Some individuals may also feel like they have less control during jogging exercises, which may lead to feelings of anger. What does that fucking mean, less control? When I'm out for one of my 4-mile runs, is there less control? Can I not stop myself and look around? Well, certainly that seems like control. Can I not look around instead of just looking straight ahead? Well, that seems like I'm in control. Can I not let my mind wander over the day, over my girlfriend, over my daughter, over my friends, over my life, which is what jogging does? Is that not in control? May lead to feelings of anger. Let me put this this way. I have never once in 40 plus years of running ever had feelings of anger while running. Just the opposite. Especially during the last half of the run. First of all, there's never any anger. But in the last half, when the happy juices, the endorphins start kicking in, and then when I'm done, and everything just chills out on my body. What I've been doing through my life, whenever I know I've got something really important to do around other people, a lot of times I'll go out for my jog, my 4-mile jog. Because let's say it's a business meeting and I'm in charge of the business meeting, it absolutely puts me in my special place. So nobody can piss me off, no matter what they say. I'm just like, yeah, I hear what you're saying. That's what a jog does to me. If I know I'm gonna go to a party with a bunch of people around, and I know I want to be in like a state of humor, like calm, chilling humor, that's what a jog does for me. It puts me in that special place. And these morons say it's just the opposite. It's just fucking insanity. This is what you get with people who have doctorates. They're absolute fucking idiots. Anyway. All right. So these people, the morons in the media take this shit seriously so they can get the widow in the set and scare the shit out of people who should be out there running. Everybody in the world should run. Everybody in the world. I've preached about this for a long time. It is by far the best exercise you can do to control temperament and anxiety, anger. If you're angry, everything. It controls everything because it gets natural chemicals into your system that calm your nervous system. That's what it does for you. And this malinformation, if it stops people, they ought to be charged. They ought to be taken, dragged into court for this kind of misinformation. All right, so they say this analysis from 154 studies involving 10,000 men and women were included in this. Activities range from kickboxing, punching a bag, and shooting a paintball gun to cycling, swimming, and yoga. Shooting a paintball gun? That's not fucking exercise, people. What the fuck? And also cycling? Is cycling not repetitive, not monotonous? I mean, Jesus Christ, really? So you got cycling, swimming, running, all of those are repetitive exercises, but that's part of why they get the endorphins going, is because it's a repeated pounding of the muscles, exercise of the muscles. Okay, so then they say levels of anger, aggression, and hostility were measured in questionnaires. Participants had to agree or not agree with statements such as, "I sometimes feel like a powder keg ready to explode, and given enough provocation, I may hit another person." Okay, they were asked to agree or disagree with this? And what kind of context is this in? Are they asking, is this how you feel after you run or do another thing? They don't say. It's fuzzy. And let me tell you this. I've been around thousands of runners in my lifetime. I've run with dozens of other people. I have not once, not one damn time, heard one of those people say that they feel worse after a run, that the run makes them feel angry or aggressive. Just the opposite. We're all laughing, kicking back, doing our stretches. We're all in a great mood, a better mood than we were before the run. This is an atrocity. This is absurdity. This article is absurdity. Okay, so then they go on to say, results show that jogging and stair climbing is like my second favorite of all time. Jogging and stair climbing significantly increased anger, while ball games and aerobic exercise had a calming effect. All right, let me put it this way. Sports is not really very great exercise. There's only one, I've played them all. There's only one sport that will give you the kind of fitness that running will, and it's soccer, or football as it's known around the world. That 30 to 60 minutes of that will get you the endorphins going. But football, baseball, tennis, golf, I mean, they're okay, but they're not going to give you the kind of calming effect that running does. So it's just the opposite of what this goddamn thing says. So then it goes on to say, yoga, meditation, and similar activities were also soothing because they reduce physiological arousal. What the fuck is that? Are you talking about sex? What the fuck did they mean? They don't even define what they mean by physiological arousal. Then they go on to say, high levels of arousal trigger the so-called fight or flight response and increase both stress levels and the likelihood of anger. High levels of arousal trigger the so-called fight or flight response. This is absolute scientific bullshit jargon. These people do not know what they're talking about, and they're trying to make it sound like they do know what they're talking about. And they're not runners. If they were runners, they would never say this. Or if they would, they would just be flat out lying. Okay, so then last part of this, the researchers writing in Clinical Psychology Review, I should have known it, psychology. Psychology is just mumbo jumbo. It's just absolute fucking nonsense. It always has been. Writing in Clinical Psychology Review said, we found that decreasing physiological arousal can reduce anger and aggression, supporting the notion that turning down the flame can decrease the heat. Okay, right. Our findings suggest that although regular physical activity has many health benefits, it does not have anger management benefits. This sounds like it was written by some fucking puss master. I mean, it's a pussy article. Oh my God. I mean, really? So it's bad enough that these people say this kind of nonsense, physiological arousal, whatever the fuck that's supposed to mean. And then a headline that says, run rage, a jog can make you angry and aggressive because it's so boring. Oh my God. I would say I'm speechless, but I just went on a tirade for like 15 minutes. It's bad enough that these people do this study, but it's then for the media to print it, to pull out their bullhorns and try to shout from the mountaintops that people should stop running because it's going to make you angry and aggressive and because running is allegedly boring. I tell you what, folks, ignore, if it's in the media, it's wrong. But put on your running shoes, get out there, do your runs, enjoy the lovely nature that you see and the craziness that you see and the animals that you see. Enjoy it all. And then enjoy having accomplished something. Enjoy the sweat afterwards. Enjoy your little stretching afterwards and that endorphin rush, the natural chemical endorphin rush that you earned. And enjoy it all. And then pull out your middle finger and point it at the goddamn psychologists, the people who do the studies, and the media, and then have yourself a nice belly laugh. Yeah. Yeah. You know what? You tell me.